Yes, hello everyone. This is Bitcoin Guide. Today is May 26th, and here is the Bitcoin chart analysis. I have brought a long position strategy. It is not necessarily a long position, so please watch today's analysis video until the end. Bitcoin has been moving very messily lately. It is shaking without any clear criteria, and last week it eventually touched the 12-hour Bollinger Bands support, the daily support, and even the weekly chart support. To be precise, it reached the daily support and the weekly midline position. It would have been better if it hadn't dropped this far, but it fell quite a bit. For now, if the weekly chart midline is open, you need to be careful as further corrections could occur if this lower section breaks. Usually, for Bitcoin to move upward, it often creates a wave pattern of the support line before rising rather than going straight up. Do you remember? If this downtrend continues, if the downtrend continues on the weekly chart, it does not go up immediately when it falls. It does not rise immediately when it drops, but shows a movement of rising after touching the support zone at the bottom. So in any case, it is best to create a wave here and hold it before pushing up. So let us check today's movement together. It has been a while since I covered the midterm market outlook. Today, regarding the upside and downside, the upper gap 10 zone we have been waiting for since last week, and you can view it as a battle between the two gap 11 zones created last week. Both upper and lower gap zones were formed over the weekend. Let's get right to today's strategy. We have two strategies. One for if it touches the purple finger number 1 zone at the top, and one for if it drops without touching it. It is currently moving sideways, but if it touches the purple finger number 1 zone at 77.6K after confirming the touch, the long position entry zone is at the bottom at 77.1K, and the top and gap 10 zone at 79K are the long position targets. Depending on the additional wave, the maximum 9 zone, 79.3K, is the final target. The top section is where the 12-hour Bollinger Band resistance line and the daily chart midline overlap. So if the strategy succeeds and only the top section is touched, a strong correction could occur. You Nakano need to be careful here, and if it strongly touches the 9 zone, there will be less of a correction. The harder it pushes, the lower the chance of a correction. So it would be good to check if it only touches the top or reaches the 9 zone. If it drops without touching the first zone above, the gap 11 zone at 75.8K, is the final long position entry zone with the light blue support line as the stop loss. Afterward, you can look at the same targets for the first zone above and the gap 10 zone. If it touches the gap 11 zone today and pulls back, it could drop to the bottom at 75.3K. or even down to the second zone at 74.4K if it pushes hard, so those holding or entering long positions should be careful. Please use my analysis and videos for reference and informational purposes only. If you subscribe and like, you can receive updates the fastest. Thank you for watching until the end.